Well, a funny thing happened on the way to the Rings of Power episode, Udun. And that's not a question, are you done? Because it's assumed just about everybody's done with the episode. No, that's the name. But a funny thing happened. Something actually took place in the episode. A battle. Not in a flashback, not a brief duel or whatever, not Galadriel showing off and all that, although she does do a lot of that in this one, but not as much because it's, there's a bunch of fighting going on all over the place. And so there you are. It starts off with the villagers, of course, and they know they're going to have to face down the orcs. So it happens. They get ready. They make their preparations, and our final stand will be in this shack they're calling their keep. It's just a house, really. And so they have the fight. Now, once again, it doesn't really matter because the orcs make it to the tower that they were headed for, and Arendelle and a couple of the guys left them a trap, and pretty much whips their ass very easily because orcs stink. They're terrible. They can't aim. And of course, as soon as the sun comes up, they're done. They're very clumsy and extremely stupid. So they're just not coming across as the threat they're supposed to be. So anyway, Aaron, I don't want to call it Aaron. The one everyone calls Don Lameless. He outfoxes them, of course, and topples the tower on them. And Adar shows up, and he just stands there, and somehow survives it all. So that was that group of orcs, and so then he runs back to where the villagers are holding up, and they're getting ready for the battle. So here comes the next wave of orcs, and you know it because they got their tiki torches. Get it? And they storm, and they have their battle. And Girl Boss, she's badass, and she slits the throat of a big old orc. Yeah! Not fast enough to save her girlfriend there, but what are you going to do? And so they set a trap for them, and they burn a couple of them. And they fight. The Itchy and Scratchy Show. No, they win, and they're all happy and stuff. And I knew you could do it and everything. And Aaron Deere, whatever. He's professing his love for Bromine or whatever her name is. The girl boss, the second girl boss, second only to Galadriel for the show, and he wants to be with her and her boy Theo, and they're going to be a happy little family, Then all of a sudden, some more arrows start flying in. Oh, damn it, the most obvious tactic ever. That was only the first wave. So there's a second wave of orcs showing up, and starts wiping out the humans. But these orcs are able to aim. And so the even girl boss gets hit. Oh, no. So they retreat to the house, their keep. And it's pretty much over at that point. And they storm in. And then Adar shows up and starts ordering this one be killed, that one be killed. And he's going to order girl boss to get killed. And then her son says, I'll tell you where the hilt is. And so he gives him Sauron's hilt. At last. But then the cavalry shows up, Galadriel and the Númenóreans or whatever. They manage to come across, and of course, the overwhelming force, and of course, they're much better at this and more superior soldiers and whatnot. So they pretty much wipe out the orcs, and Adar escapes, but then Galadriel pursues him. Now, when Galadriel shows up, and Arendelle sees her, and he knows who she is and all that. Of course, they're both elves and everything. And then Theo says, "Who's that?" She is Galadriel. And he's like, "Oh, she's amazing." And then Theo looks at him, "Wow, it's Wonder Woman," And so he's like, "Oh, Galadriel." And she takes off riding. She's on her horsey, but it's all very serious. So she doesn't have time to smile about it. And she chases after Adar. And she does some maneuvers because a couple of orcs try to shoot her down with an arrow, but, they miss because she I don't know, senses it coming and is able to do her little, circus horse act, maneuver around and stuff. Anyway, she's chasing after him, and he's got quite the head start. So she whispers some magic word to the horse, and it really kicks it in the ass, and it goes into super speed. And so she overtakes him, knocks him down. And but he's trying to get to the hilt, and then all of a sudden, Hellbrand's there. And he stops him, and, do you know who I am? And Adar says, no, not really. And he's about to kill Adar, but Galadriel says, I need him alive. And so Hellbrand, you don't know what he did. And Adar's like, yeah, I don't either, because I don't know who the hell you are, and all that. So you have to take the assumption that Adar killed someone important to Hellbrand. Well, of course, I suspect Hellbrand is Sauron. And then later, Galadriel's questioning Adar, and he talks about how he did serve Sauron, but he turned on him and killed him. So whoever that was in Sauron's place might have been important to Sauron. I don't know. But it just could be about the guy's betrayal or what have you, or he screwed up what he was up to. Anyhow, however they want to get there, they can. So there you go. They've got the hilt and whatnot. But the guy, or the creepy old man who was trying to recruit Theo to the dark side, he manages to slip in and, sleight of hand, steal the hilt and reforms it, by giving it some of his blood. And then he uses it to unlock this keyhole in the ground. And when he does, it lets off, a nuclear explosion that floods the Middle Earth and sets off a volcano, basically showing you why the Southlands become Mordor. Everything's devastated and in ruins. And there you go. I guess that'll ultimately lead to the destruction of Numenor as well, so it can sink into the ocean like Atlantis, which kind of, that's what it's based on anyway. So, there you are. A nuke went off, and it's all very spectacular. It's good CGI and stuff. Still, with the battle and whatnot, really didn't see the money for this business of $1 billion season. Still not really seeing it. No. But anyway, there you go. That's so, they had a battle, so that's something, I guess. And as far as the hilt goes, I guess it's pretty much performed its usefulness now that it's a sword again, but it's really a key or whatever. So, and there's a romantic moment, of course, between Galadriel and Halbrand. Despite all the canon lore breaking that does, but it's a little late to worry about that now. Sure is. So there you go. The Udun is the episode where, for the most part, something happened. Not a whole lot, but So 2 episodes left, I think. Nothing happened until the 6th episode. So and they introduced a nuclear weapon. So there's that. So there you go. I watched it, so you don't have to.